Hello, ninth graders. We're back. We're here to talk about the P3 portfolio resume day. Let's get into it. So, what is a resume? Formal document. It basically is a way in one page to give someone a quick sense of your overall qualifications, including relevant work experience, skills, your education, and accomplishments, awards, things like that. So, most people eventually have to have a resume to get a job, almost regardless of what the kind of job is. We're going to ask you to do one in high school. Why? Actually, let's start with a quick story. We had 12th graders do resumes, and those 12th graders that did resumes started to say to us, this is great. It's nice to have a resume to apply for jobs and award applications and things like that, but why didn't you make us do it when we were ninth graders? And I said, well, we could do that. And they said, please do that. So from then on, many, many years ago, we started asking our ninth graders to make resumes. And the reason why is because you start with the very basics. You may not have employment experience. You may not have won any awards, but you're going to basically build up a resume bit by bit. So over the next 3 and change years, you're going to add more to that resume so that by the time you graduate, you have a resume that you're really proud of and is effective in helping you get things like jobs, internships, applying for award applications, and scholarships. College applications, typically you don't need one as part of most colleges, but you may want to apply for a scholarship or something like that that will help you to pay for college. So we're asking for you to have a resume in high school. Expectations for this year is you have a resume. It's uploaded to your P3. It's part of the ILP, and it's going to be part of the end of year tour. We'll talk more about tours later. You can start asking people about it. And you're also going to have to present one as a senior, your graduation resume, essentially as part of your senior passion project. So simply put, everyone has to have one. Does this count? The answer is yes. This is going to be part of your end of year tour, and it's graded to some extent. Don't sweat it. We're going to give you a rubric later with some more details, but essentially if you follow the instructions, if you bounce your resume out, let some other people look at it and give you some kind of hints, etc. And then if it's something that you feel relatively proud of, it's probably going to be good enough. Don't sweat this. We're not expecting, again, for a ninth grader to have an amazing resume with lots of details and experiences. We are grading you basically on the formatting of it and if you're following the directions. So how long is it going to take to build it? Now, it depends on where you're starting. We're going to ask you, this slide here says start where you left off last year. Oops. You're starting now with a brand new resume. So I would say minimum of 2 full W-4s, and that should get you to a pretty good place. And then you can work on it later between now and the end of May when the portfolios will eventually lock for the year. Details on that later. How are you going to learn how to make one? Who's going to help you with this? Well, I'm going to set you up for the next video, which is going to help you learn how to make one. In terms of people going to help you out, basically any of your teachers, any adults, et cetera, and specifically some of your social studies teachers. So if you're freaking out a little bit, remember, you just have to have a basic, nicely formatted resume. And as a ninth grader, you're going to get additional support in your social studies class. I believe if you haven't started it now, you're going to be starting pretty soon the revolutionary resume. And so you're going to be looking at effective leaders and make a resume for them. Talk to your social studies teachers. They're going to know all about it. Maybe this is a preview. Maybe this is a review by the time you see it. I don't really know. But they're going to have you kind of work on this resume for someone else at the same time as you're basically working on a resume for you. So it actually works out really well. You'll be fine. So steps. You're going to get some help from Google today. Steps, there's a 6-step process. Today is probably maybe get into step 4, but probably more realistically steps 1 through 3. Just some basic brainstorming now that I think about it, because you're going to have to watch some videos first. So you're going to probably get through steps 1 through 3 just to brainstorm, put a bunch of ideas on a paper, and then you start to draft it out in a more formal process, and eventually you try to finalize it. So how do you make a great resume? You're going to watch the next video, and that's going to show you how. Make it a sparkling day.